Make people believe that we actually believe in what we tell them. Don't talk about democracy and stand 4 times and then on the 5th time you tell people democracy doesn't work. We believe it works. So on that point, I will assert that actually democracy works. Okay? And anybody that despises democracy is despising the people of Uganda. Speaking on behalf of the ghetto people, for us there's nothing that we have apart from ourselves, apart from our numbers. And we believe that one ghetto child is as good as a minister. Okay? So we have the numbers, we are calling upon people, and people are going to assert their voices. And then we shall wait for anybody that messes with our voices. That is for another day. To send a very, very brief message. And this will go to the political players. Like I said, we don't waste our time anymore with Museveni. But we have to spare every time and maximize it on each other. We must remind ourselves that, like it was said by great men before, we must either work together and survive as brothers or perish together as fools. So to all of you opposition players, I want you to know that this is for all Ugandans. All of us are equal. All of us have an equal stake in this country. And so, if we have an equal stake in this country, we must all be respected. We must all be listened to. We are fighting the exclusion, the nepotism, and the segregation of Museveni. But it is not absent even within the opposition. And for anybody to solve a problem, you must face it. We must face our realities, ladies and gentlemen. It is just recently when I saw some of our leaders on TV, and it was disappointing. Not just to me, but even to the border guys that I see. They come to me and say, guys, now you are fighting each other. My message, and I believe our message to each other, should be that we are not at war with each other. We are not each other's enemies. I said it before and I'll say it again, that of late I've come to conclude that some members in the opposition are only concerned about their positions, and they will fight any composition that threatens their positions. But that is wrong. That is not how it is supposed to be, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever we are saying here, we're not saying it on our behalf. No, we're saying it on behalf of those people. But many times it does not come off as representative of those people. How can we say we are trying to elevate the power of the people? In the modern days, in a civilized world, those people assert their power through their vote. But we are busy discouraging our people from registering as voters. Uganda is a young country. We have that energy. I want you people to know that we as young people of this country, we are capable of causing chaos. We are capable of holding guns. We are capable of violence. We are more capable of violence than you people. But we choose to despise violence because it does not work. That is not what Semogerere taught us. That is not what Mushamuti is teaching us. That is not what Mao has been saying. We believe in democracy, the real democracy. And that democracy should not depend on us as politicians. It should depend on those people. So, for a leader to say that a vote can never oust Museveni without offering another option, it is disappointing. We continue to call upon Ugandans, like we said, what we, the politicians, cannot solve, the people of Uganda can solve. They should go ahead, register as voters, and be many. We've seen it in the recent past. The power of the people prevailed in Chadondo. It prevailed in Ujiri. It prevailed in Rukunjiri. It prevailed in Arua. It prevailed in Jinja. Differently from the likes of Dr. Paul Kawanga Semogerere. We know him as a noble person. We know him as a statesman. We are lucky to look at him in his 80s, where he is supposed to have served his nation, and this nation is supposed to have benefited from his talent. But here he is, only waiting to die a disappointed man, because all his goodness has not benefited, not him, but not his people as well. So Mabike is asking, what are we planning to do differently? Or are we also going to turn 80 and we are there and they say, oh, that guy was a very good person, he loved his country, but his country never benefited from that. What do we plan to do differently? I'm glad that we are answering that question practically. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It has not happened so much in the past. And some of us that have not been active politicians have actually been out there, because we are Ugandans just like you, ladies and gentlemen. And indeed we are concerned about how our country is governed, because most of us, especially the ghetto people, are the ones who face the brunt of misgovernance. But to know that we are here and we are discussing the future of our country, we people from different shades, different backgrounds, different persuasions, I think that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. So we are probably answering you, dear leader. But how different enough are we? What have we learned from the past? We've seen us coming together and then breaking away. I'll tell you one story. I was seated in my ghetto with my friends. Although the rest of the world was looking at us like lumpens, we were just miserable young people waiting for a miracle from you, our leaders. You guys went into discussions because all of us were tired and are tired of Museveni still. And our hope was in your unity. So we were just blowing our finger. How do we say that in English? We were praying, like crossing our fingers, wanting you people to agree so that you can liberate us. It was the worst disappointment to see that our leaders failed to agree. And indeed, what we are trying to do differently is to call upon the people so that even now, while we talk about unity, if we refuse to unite, the people will not fail to unite. Leaders say that unity cannot work, that the opposition cannot come together. When we are here, we are only getting more and more and more of like-minded people. So I will send a message to Ugandans that don't listen to detractors. We are coming together. Banange tuli mukweka tatu bababuza. We might certainly fail to get 100% of us, but we shall get the majority of us. Some have come together already, like you see. Some will join us along the way. And yes, some will join us after we wear the victor's crown. Finally, to agree with Dr. Bwanika, he was saying that for a long time, DP was a problem to the opposition. And I remember one time he also said that Uganda is a problem to Uganda. Only one thing you didn't say is that Ugandans are the problem to themselves. Yes, we've always traded blames. I mean, if there's a mistake, it's a natural thing that I will either blame Mao or Mao will blame me. So right now, for our failure to unite, some leaders are blaming the government. The government is dividing us. Museveni is dividing us. The government is not dividing us. Museveni is not dividing us. We are dividing us. And if we choose to come together, not even Museveni's money can come between us. I'm sure each one of you has been offered various goodies. But we are here. So if we fail to unite, Ugandans will not blame Museveni. Ugandans will blame us. We either unite and win this guy as brothers, or let us all be eaten as fools.